Let's check section 9.1. We're not gonna solve linear anymore. To go to next level, which is a system. This one is a system of two equations. That means we need to find a solution when we have more than one equation. This is just the beginning how to work with the system, and then we're gonna translate to a matrix. Okay. We're gonna use the same method. We have to get more advanced. So now let's start. If you checked before, we have one equations with y and x. It's called equations with one variable. X is always depending on y. But now we have a system. We have two equations. How many variables? 1, 2, with two variables. The first step, we're gonna learn how to solve these. First thing, how to check one is a solution for the system. We already know that this is the value of x and this is the value of y. So to check this one is a solution for the system, it should be satisfied both equations. That means if I plug in -3 and 5 here, I should get 24. And if I plug in -3 and 5 here, I should get 3. If one of these is not satisfied, that means this is not a solution. You should satisfy both equations. That means satisfy the whole system. So we're gonna call this one system. If they ask you, write down a system, you're gonna ask, okay, it's a system with how many equations, how many variables? So this is a system with how many equations? With two equations and how many variables? Two variables, okay? It's just the basic system. So now let's prove that this one is a solution for the system. That's mean if I plug in -3, so it's gonna be 2 times -3 plus 6 times 5. Is that equal to 24? 2 times -3, -6, plus 6 times 5. Is that equal to 24? Yes, this one is a 24, which is mean equal to 24. So it satisfies the first. Wait, is that hard? We're gonna do the same thing, -3 and 5 to the second one. So I'm gonna plug in -3 and 5 here. That's mean -3 plus 5 times 5. Is that equal 3? -3 plus 25. Is that equal to 3? How much here on the side? 22. Is that equal to 3? No. That means the second one is not satisfied. So that means this is not solution for the system. Is that okay? This is just to prove if we have a point and need to prove a solution for the system, you're just gonna plug it. Okay, now let's check the second one. The same thing, this is x, this is y. That's a plug-in. X here is 0, so 5 times 0 plus 10 times half. Is that equal 5? 5 times 0, 0. 10 times half. Yes, that means 5 equal 5. So it satisfies the first one. Let's plug in with the second one. It's going to be 22 times 0 minus 6 times half. Is that equal -3? This is 0. 6 times half, 3. Is that equal -3? Yes, -3 equal -3. The second one is satisfied. In this case, this one is solution for that hard. Now we're going to learn how to find the solution. So we have two methods. What's the first one? It says on example 3. Solve by substitution method. It means substitute. Substitute one of these equations and the other one. Okay? So there's two methods. Write down with this example, substitution method. How we're going to work on it, I'm going to show you. And we're going to do the same example, but we're going to use the other method. It's called addition or additive method. We're going to add the two equations, okay? Let me start with the substitution method. It's substitute. You have to take one of these equations and solve it for the x or for the y. It's up to you. Like, it's not going to be wrong if you took the second one. It's not going to be wrong if you took the first one. Take one of the equations and solve it for one of the variables, x or y. For me, I always solve it for the y. But it doesn't mean mistakes if you solve it for the x. So I'm going to take the first one and solve it for the y, or solve it for the x. It doesn't matter. Let's solve it for the y. So it means I'm going to take the first one, solve it for the x or for the y. It's up to you. Let's solve it for the x. 2x is going to be equal what? 10. I'm going to move the y to the other side. Is that okay? Yes or no? Then I need to keep the x by itself, so I have to divide it by 2. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2. That means x is going to be equal 10 minus 3y divided by 2. If you want to, you can simplify it. That's fine. Like 10 divided by 2, which is going to be 5 minus 3 over 2y. Also is going to be right. Like you can say x equal 10 over 2 minus 3 over 2y, which means x equal 5 minus 3 over 2y. Is that okay so far? So I solved the first equations. Let's say this is number 1 and this is number 2. From 1, I solve it for the x. Then I'm going to plug in 1 and 2. So now, how much I get the value of x? The whole part. I'm going to go back to the second one and plug in, and instead of x, I'm going to plug in this part. Is that okay? And then we're going to solve the same one with the second method. So now, by 2, this is the equations 2, which is 5x minus y equal negative 26. How much the value of x?
5 minus 3 over 2y.
I'm gonna plug in here. So it's gonna be 5 times what? 5 minus 3 over 2y minus y equal what? Negative 26. Is that okay so far? Now what's the next step? Check how many variables do we have here? Now, which is the same variable. So I change x with y. Now we have only with a y variable. So now my goal is to solve it for y to find how much is going to be the value of y. You got the idea? So how are we going to solve this one? We have to distribute the 5. 5 times 5, 25, minus 5 times 3 over 2. 5 times 3 over 2 equal what? 15 over 2. Can I write down here 15 over 2y minus y equal negative 26. Now tell me, how are we going to solve it for the y? This is linear. Can I move the 25 to the other side? So minus 25, what's the left? Negative 15 over 2y minus y equal negative 26 minus 25. Negative 26 minus 25. 26 minus 25. Negative
Negative 51.
negative 50. What about this side?
Can you combine like terms?
Talking about this side?
Yes.
You have to combine that terms because we have to add now negative 15 over 2 minus this is on the side. To combine these two terms. So negative 15 over 2 minus 1.
Negative 17 over
I'm gonna write down 1 here, and I multiply by 2 to get the common denominator, right? So negative 15 over 2 minus 2 over 2, which is equal to negative 17 over 2. So now here is going to be negative 17 over 2y equal negative 51. So how much the value of y? Divide both sides by negative 17 over 2.
Oh, yeah.
Negative 15,
You good.
negative 51. So negative 51 divided by negative 17 over 2, which is equal negative 51 times 2 over negative 17. How much is going to be?
We have 102 over 17.
Yeah, negative 51 times 2 and divide by negative 17.
Six.
So the y equal what? Y equals 6. Is that okay so far? Just took one of the equations, solve it for the y. It's substitution method. Take one of the equations, solve it for the y. We took one, solve it for the x. We found the value of x equal this one. Now I'm going to go back and plug in the value of x in the second equations. Put the value of x here. Then solve it and the value of y equal 6. Now how am I going to find the x? Go back here. The value of y, I'm going to go back, plug in here. X is going to be equal 5 minus 3 over 2. How much the value of y? 6. That means x equal 5 minus 3, 6 with the 2 is a 3. 3 times 3. So how much the value of x? Is that okay? Anything? Did you get the point? You have to take one of the equations and solve it for the x or the y. It's up to you. Which one you prefer, it's fine. Take the first one. You can do the same example. Take the first equations and solve it for the x or solve it for the y. And then you have to keep y by itself and move everything to the other side. Then you're going to substitute what you got by solving equations 1 for the x or the y, plug into the second one. And then exactly what we did, you're going to find the value of x or y. You're going to go back and plug in everything to get the value of the other variable. Is that okay? We'll do it in the steps. That's the same example, we're going to solve it with the other method. And it's up to you. When they ask you to solve the system, you want to use this one or you want to use the other one. The other one's kind of easier. You just have to, it's called elimination method. Because you're going to cancel one of the variables. Let's take this one on the same example. You're going to solve the same example with the other method. It's called elimination method or additive method. So when you see there is an equal sign between the left side and the right side, what's that mean? That means this side equal this side. So if I multiply this one by a number, I have to multiply both sides, right? So now look to the variable and you're going to choose which one you want to cancel. It's up to you. You want to cancel? No, I'm talking about the variable. You want to cancel the x or the y? Y. Okay. So if you focus, I need to cancel the y. How I'm going to cancel the y? I have to multiply the second y by which number? By 3. So if I multiply the second equation by 3, I'm going to put 3 here, right? Now, if you add these together, 3y minus 3y is going to be 0. That's why it's called elimination method. You're going to eliminate one of these variables. And it's up to you. You want to cancel x or the y. If I multiply the second one by, you said 3. Let's write down the first equation. The first equation is 2x plus 3y equal 10. What about the second one? After you multiply by 3, 3 times 5, 15x. Negative 1 times 3 equal negative 26 times 3 times 3
Negative 78.
negative 78. Is that okay? So it's up to you. You want to cancel x or you want to cancel the y. Now, if I add these together, what's going to happen here? 0. What's the left? 2x plus 15, 17x equal what? 10 minus 78, negative 68. Is that okay? Now, what's the last step? Divide both sides by 17. How much the value of x? We already got it there. Negative 4. You get the idea, it's up to you. I'm not gonna say no, it's wrong because you cancel the y. It's up to you. You wanna cancel the x or the y. You get the idea? So now you choose the y. Okay, so how I'm gonna cancel the y? I have to multiply the second equation by 3. But I'm not gonna put the 3 here. I have to multiply the whole equations by 3. 15x minus 3y equal negative 78. Add these together, 3y minus 3y is 0. I don't have to write it down here. The 0y it means 0. Add these together, 17. Add these together, we get the value of x. Now, how am I going to get the value of y? You're going to go back and plug in here or here. It's up to you. Let's plug in on the first one. 2x plus 3y equal 10. I get the value of x is negative. So 2 times negative 4 plus 3y equal 10. 2 times negative 4, negative 8 plus 3y equal 10. Move negative 8 to the side. So 3y equal what? 18. Divide by 3. How much the value of y? 6. Is that okay? Now, which one you prefer? It's up to you. Now, with the next one, also they ask you solve. It's a system. So we have 5x plus 0.3 y equal what? 1.4. And we have 0.2x minus 0.1y equal what? 0.28. So here is the system. This is the first one. This is the second one. Now, how are we gonna solve it? Before that, I'm gonna give you a few. multiply the second one by how much?
0.3.
0.3. So if you multiply 0.1 by 0.3, it's going to be 0.3. No, it's going to be 0.03. So it's not the same. Think a little bit. I'm telling you.
Divide by 3.
By how much?
3.
Go ahead. Multiply 0.1 by 3. It's going to be what?
0.3.
Okay. So we multiply the second one by only 3. That's mean. Let's write down the first one. It's going to be 5x plus 0.3y equal 1.4. This is the first equation. The second one is going to be 0.2 times 3, 0.6x minus 0.3y, because 0.1 times 3 equal what? 0.28 times 3. How much? 0.28 times 3.
0.84.
Now, can I cancel one of the variables? Yes. This is 0. 5 plus 0.6. 5.6
0.66.
equal what?
2.24.
2.24. Now the last step, divide both sides by 5.6. 5.6. How much the value of x? Now I have the value of x. How to find the y? You go back and plug in the first one or the second one. Let's use by 1, 5x plus 0.3y equal 1.4. That's mean 5 times 0.4 plus 0.3y equal 1.4. Solve it for the y. How much the value of y?
Seven plus 0.3y.
Talk about here. Plus 0.3y equal what? 4. How we got 7?
I multiplied 5
Okay.
times 1.4.
Okay. Then you're gonna move this one to the
Is it
other side.
1.4 or 0.4?
0.4.
I wrote it wrong right here.
How much you got here? 2. That makes sense. It's 20. How we got? Move the 2 to the other side. So 0.3y equal what? Move the 2 to the other side.
0.6.
Negative. Negative 0.6. Then divide both sides by 0.3. How much the value of y? Negative 2. 0.2. Okay, so this. You have the value of x and you have the value of. What do you think? How are we gonna solve this one?
Substitution.
You want a substitution method?
It's already there.
Yeah, it's already there. If you want to do the elimination method, you can do it like this. Because you have to move the x to the other side and write it down exactly the same first equations. If you want to use the second method. But if you want to keep going by the substitution method, already what you have here. Well, this part, you're just going to plug in on the first one. So it's up to you. Which one are you going to go with? Substitution method. So I'm going to plug in y right away here. So it's going to be 2x plus 4. And how much the value of y? Equal what? Root 4. Now, next step, we just have to Now 2x plus 4 times 5, 20x minus 4 times 7 over 4 equal what? 4. Combine like terms, only this part. 2 plus 20 minus 7 equal 4. Move the 7 to the left side, so 22x equal, divide by 22. Be careful when doing this. X equal what? 1/2. See, sometimes substitution give you an easier way to solve it, especially with this one. If you want to move the x to the other side and write it down exactly like this one and use the elimination method, you have to get the same solution. I have the value of x. Go back and plug in the value of x here. That means y is going to be equal 5x minus 7 over 4. Y is going to be equal 5 times half minus 7 over 4. So y is going to be equal 5 over 2 minus 7 over 4. I'm going to do that. I have to get the same denominator, so I'm going to multiply this one by 2. So it's going to be y equal 10 over 4 minus 7 over 4. So y is going to be equal. We have the value of x, and we have the value of y. Okay.
I plugged it into the top one, but it ended up working out.
You plug in which one?
X equals 1/2 to the first equation.
Y. If you plug in x 1/2 here, 2 times half is 1. Move the 1 to the other side. So it's going to be 4 minus 1, 3. Y is going to be 3 over 4, which is the same thing here.
I think, yeah.
If you didn't get that, means you have something wrong with the math.
I got it.
So, which is a good try. Okay, that's how you're gonna practice. Because on the test, you're not gonna know which variable you're gonna choose. So that's a good practice. Okay. Which one? Next one. Number 7. Number 7. We have this system. That's the system. Oh, we have 3x minus 1 plus 10 equals negative y. And we have 6 y minus, that's a good one, equal 4x minus 28. So before we start deciding which method I'm going to use, we have to write it down in different forms, like simplify it. What are you gonna call it? Distribute here. And the same thing is gonna be with the second one. So this one is going to be equal what? 3x minus 3 plus 10 for what? Negative 1. All right? And for the second one, 6y minus 30 equal 4x minus 28. Tell me what you're gonna do. First one, let's say this is number 1. Number 2. Now for number 1, what are you gonna do? We're just gonna add these together, right? So negative 3 plus 10. 3x plus 7 equal what? Negative y. For the second one, what I have to do? Move the 28 to this side. and combine with 30, how much going to be? 6y, or move the 30 to the other side. What are you gonna do? Tell me. It's up to you.
30 over.
You're gonna move the 30, so it's gonna be positive 30 here.
On the first one, you're not supposed to distribute, divide by the negative to get that negative out of there?
This one?
Yes.
We're gonna do another step.
Oh, okay.
So move the 30 to this side. So negative 28 plus 30 is going to be 2. That means 6y equal 12x plus. Is that okay? Now we have to do, if you use the animation method, move all the variables here and the numbers to the other side. Yes or no? Just move. I'm gonna move the y here and bring the 7 to the other side. So how is it going to be? Tell me for this one. 3x plus y equal negative 7. Is that right? Now for this one, move the x. So it's going to be negative 4x plus 6y equal 2. Okay. Now here's the next step. We have now the system written in a way x, y, the numbers. Next step, I need which one I'm gonna choose to cancel, x or y.
Why?
If you want a y, how are we gonna cancel the y?
-6.
You're gonna multiply the first one by -6. You can choose the x, but you have now to multiply the first one by 4, the second one by 3 to get a 12, and -12, you can cancel it. Okay? So it's easier if you say, okay, I'm gonna choose the first one, multiply by -6. That means it's going to be -3 times -6, -18, x minus 6y equal -7 times -6, 22. And the second one is -4x plus 6y equal 2. Cancel these. -18 minus 4, -22x equal 44. Divide both sides by -22. How much the value of x?
2/7. I got the wrong one.
So -2. Now plug in -2 where? It's up to you. You want to go back here? You want to go to the first one? It's easier to go back here because we already simplified the whole equations. You plug in here, so it's going to be 3 times -2 plus y equal -7. That's mean -6 plus y equal -7. Move the 6, y is going to be equal. Is that okay? Kind of easier. I did this one on purpose because you're gonna get the same one on the homework. What about number 8? It's 10x minus 5y equal 30. Next one is y equal 2x minus 6. How are we gonna solve this one? You wanna use elimination, you have to move the x to this side. If you wanna use substitution, just plug in y where? Here. So 10x minus 5 times the value of y is 2x minus 6 equal 30. That means 10x minus 10x plus 30 equal 30. What do you think? What is going to be the solution?
0.
Because if you move this one to this side, it's going to be 10x minus 10x equals 30 minus 30. 0 equals 0. Yes or no? What's that mean? Say any notes? Oh. Write down this note. They didn't mention, I think they mentioned it somewhere on the notes. When you have, no wait, when you have two equal sides, because when we solve, we have to move the number to one side and the variables on one side. And when I move the number, I got 0 here equals 0. So every time when you're trying to solve it for the variable and you get two equal sides, that means there's infinity number of solutions. Infinite number of solutions. But how are we going to write down the solution? Take one of the equations. I'm going to take the second one because it's easier. X, Y. Is that our solution always? Write down the X and the Y. Here is the X. How much the value of Y? This is the solution. That means every time when you take in X any number, you're going to get the value of Y. If you get X equal 5, you're going to plug in 5 here. This is the value of Y. 2 times 5 minus 6. If you get X negative million, you're going to plug in negative million here to get the value of Y. That means Y is a depending variable on X. You're not gonna get you can't find Y unless you plug in X. You get the idea? That's why we have every time we pick a variable X, any number, you're gonna get the value of Y. Y is depending variable on the value of X. You get the idea? That's why every time when you have two equal sides, that means you have infinitely number of solutions. How are you gonna type the solution? Write down the value of X. Take one of the equations and solve it for the Y. It's already solved for the Y. The right side, right down here. So this is our solution. Is that okay? What about if we have two different sides?
Undefined?
No solution.
No solution.
So that's the difference, okay? So when you have two equal sides, 5 equal 5, a million equal a million, two equal sides, that means there is infinitely number of solutions. We have infinite number of solutions. How are you gonna write down the solution? Write down X and the value of Y. You have to solve one of these equations for the Y. This is already solved for the Y because Y is one side. So I'm gonna take the right side and write it down here, okay? If you have two different sides, that means 5 equal negative number, or 0 equal 5, that means there is no solution. So this is this, we have two types. Infinite number of solution, no solution. How many solutions we have here? One solution. This is Y and this is X. So 3 cases, one solution, infinite number of solution if we have two equal sides, no solution if you have two different sides. For example, here, 5 equals 0. Two different sides. Negative 1 equals 6. Two different sides, you can say no solution. And with this case, infinite number of solutions. Is that okay? We have now 3 cases. Number 9. Let's work on number 9. Let's work on this system. Again, we have 3 cases. Case 1, we have only one solution. Case 2, if you get two similar sides, what does that mean? We have infinite number of solutions, and it's called consistent system. If you have two different sides, no solution, it's called inconsistent system, okay? So for this example, we need to solve the system. I need to get the same. Which one you want to cancel, X or Y? How do you cancel the X?
multiplied by -3/2.
Multiply by -3/2. Which one? The second one or the first one? Oh, the first one. So multiply by -3/2. And that means this equation is going to be -3/2x plus, let's write it down, 5/3 times -3/2 y equal 1/3 times -3/2. And the second one is going to be the same. Let's simplify this one. This one with this one. -3/2x minus 5/2y equal -1/2. Now this is the first equation. The second one is 3/2x plus 5/2y equal what? 2. In this case, check. You were focusing on just deleting the x. But what happened with the y? Also 0. When you add these together, the x is going to be 0 and the y 0. So this side is what? 0. When you add these, how much going to be?
Over 2.
Which is 1.5. These are two equal sides? No. What's that mean? No solution. What's the question? About 2 minus half is 1.5, which is a 3/.